Live from Studio 2A in Pix Plaza, you're watching the Pix 11 Morning News with Sukanya Krishnan and Corey Chambers.
All right, after stopping Cuba, the Pope has finally arrived in the United States. Lots of anticipation. And while many thought he would speak on Cuba's political issues, he chose not to. He chose not to address them.
Yeah, while Pope Francis in the U.S., what issues could he address here? Well, Mary Murphy has more as we look live there at D.C.
Pope Francis applauds U.S. democracy, but it's not likely he celebrated the Supreme Court decision to make same-sex marriage legal. We spoke to one of his fellow Jesuits.
He believes marriage should be between a man and a woman.
I'm here as a married lesbian Catholic mom, deeply committed to my faith.
Mary Ann Duddy Burke, executive director of Dignity USA, an LGBT group, wrote to Pope Francis back in June seeking a meeting. The Holy Father knows many of the 51 million U.S. Catholics have not followed church doctrine on issues like contraception. Francis recently told priests it was okay to forgive women who have had abortions. Annulments will now be granted faster. And though Francis is known for building bridges, he's called some aspects of capitalism savage. What did one of the world's most famous capitalists want to say to the Pope?
I'd say ISIS wants to get you. You know that ISIS wants to go in and take over the Vatican. You have heard that.
Clearly, they have some major disagreements, not only about the immigration issue, but I think also about capitalism in general.
The environment. St. Francis of Assisi was not only an advocate for the poor, he is the patron saint of the environment. And this Pope, his namesake, published a major encyclical this year, Laudato Si', on how we better need to take care of our common home, the earth.
The Pope blamed greed for turning the globe into an immense pile of filth. Mayor de Blasio flew to the Vatican in July with 60 mayors from around the world, praising the Pope for his warning about climate change.
The encyclical is not a call to arms, it is a call to sanity.
Here in New York, Con Edison wants to show Francis it's going green by showing off $1 million project at Parkchester houses, new LED lighting in basements, hallways, and stairwells. There are apps for air conditioners.
Maybe an hour before you head home, you turn it on. We were in tune.
So you want the Pope to know that?
We'd love for him to know that.
The Zionist Organization of America isn't smiling about the Vatican recognizing Palestine as a state earlier this year.
This is a terrorist regime. What's shocking is that this great religious leader of high ethical and moral stature has recognized a state.
The Pope won't recognize women as priests.
While he has made it clear that the ordination of women is off the table, he has said celibacy for priests is not a doctrinal question. It's not set in stone.